Smell of Bak Kwa is incredible. It's one of my favorite snacks, really. Hi, I'm Dr. Leslie. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn this Bak Kwa into a healthy snack. Well, actually, not healthy snack lah. A healthier snack. What I'm going to do today is going to show you how to make a cracker out of oatmeal and hazelnut. I'm going to chop up the Bak Kwa and add it to the cracker, so it's going to be a little bit more healthy. Actually, this recipe is about the cracker. The cracker itself is a very healthy cracker. We'll add some raisins or cranberry, but I decided that since I have Bak Kwa left over, because everybody is so health conscious, I'm going to use the Bak Kwa to make it into a cracker. So to start, we need some oats. This is oatmeal and hazelnut. We're gonna use our food processor. This is the KitchenAid cordless food processor. So no cords means that instead of bringing your food to the food processor, you bring the food processor to the food. How convenient it is when you actually don't have the cord. So I find that I've got a few food processors at home, but the one that I always reach out for is this one because it's so convenient. Just bring it to your table and then use it. So I'm gonna grind up the oatmeal and the hazelnut first. You don't want it too fine, but you want it to be fine enough. Okay, we'll have a little bits of nuts and oats there that you can see. So oatmeal, as you know, is very good if you have high cholesterol. Eating oatmeal will help to lower cholesterol, and also hazelnuts, any kind of nuts actually. The nut oil is very good for lowering cholesterol. You can have it finer if you want it finer, but I like to have a little bit of the little pieces that you can crunch into. It gives it a bit of texture. This is tapioca flour. You can use potato flour. We've got a bit of salt. You can leave the salt out. Some baking powder. This is sugar that doesn't raise your GI. It's made from lohangguo or monk fruit. You can get it easily from the supermarket nowadays. This is 1:1, so this is 2 tablespoons of sugar. And we're going to use some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, again high in monounsaturated fats, good for lowering your cholesterol. So we got a lot of components in there which are actually very good if you have high cholesterol levels. This is a very good snack for you. So I'll have 2 pieces of the Bak Kwa, or you can put 1 if you don't want to put too much. But when I put 1, right, my wife say cannot taste the Bak Kwa, so give the Bak Kwa a rough chop. See, Bak Kwa is delicious, it's sweet, it's got fats. That is the problem with most snacks. When it's nice, you eat too much of it. Smell of Bak Kwa is incredible. It's one of my favorite snacks, really. So hard to control myself, every Chinese New Year. Okay, so the Bak Kwa goes in. Of course, you can use your spatula to do this, but it's so convenient when you have a cordless mixer. Alright, turn it on at low speed. I'm just gonna gently mix it all up. Okay, we're gonna add some hot boiling water. And then quickly give it a nice stir. We are adding boiling water because we have tapioca starch in there. So what the boiling water will do is it will turn those starches into gel, essentially making it a glue. You get yourself a non-stick baking tray. If you don't have a non-stick tray, don't worry, you can just put some baking paper at the bottom. It's just a matter of sort of flattening out. Try to make sure there's no gaps in between, because if there's gap in between, then the cookies will break apart too easily. So that's done. It's all nice and flat now. We'll just leave it for about 10 or 15 minutes for the water to absorb. The oats will start to absorb the water, it will start to dry up, and then we're gonna just cut it before we put it into the oven. Basically not really cut it, but just divide it so that after you bake, it's easy. You get all the lines there, and then it's easy for you to separate the cookies. You'll go in the oven at 140 for about 50 minutes until everything is all dried up and crispy. While the Bak Kwa biscuits are being baked in the oven, let me just, since I have the camera crew still here and they don't know what to do for the next 50 minutes, let's make a very simple dip. I'm going to show you how to make a dip out of eggplants. Now this is a Middle Eastern sort of inspired dip. It's called baba ganoush. I've had it before, but I've never actually seen how they made it. So when I saw how they just put the eggplant over the kitchen stove, I was going, wow, quite interesting. You can actually just cook eggplants this way. Oh, I almost forgot. Before you turn on the heat, you have to give the eggplant a few poke with your fork, so to make sure that it doesn't explode, Okay, so this will allow the steam to be released. This is gonna maybe take about 10 or 15 minutes, right? And after that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave it, take out all the flesh of the eggplant, and then we'll make it into a dip. You can see that it's ready when you can squish it easily like that. Okay, so we're gonna turn off the heat, put it aside for it to cool. We'll take off the skin, and then after that we can do our dip. The eggplant is now cooled down, so I'm just gonna take off the charred skin. It's healthy to have more vegetables in your diet, especially when we're trying to make a healthier snack, right? It's that smokiness that makes it really very nice. Okay, just gonna put this in here. Traditionally, baba ganoush is made from sesame paste called tahini. You can get tahini from your shop, but if you want a cheaper option, go to the Chinese shop and buy some sesame paste. I know you guys may not have this tahini at home, but I know after Chinese New Year, what you probably have at home is this thing called the goma sauce, which is now very popular for a lot of steamboat. So goma sauce is also made from sesame seeds, and it's also got a little bit of the acidity inside. So I'm just gonna add a bit of goma sauce and maybe a little bit more of the olive oil. Okay, and then just use my handheld blender. Now, best thing about Cordless handheld blender is it's so mobile. You can just bring it anywhere and blend your stuff, right? So I'm just gonna blend, give a few. Okay, what we need is a bit of salt. Very simple dip. It's done. And add in a bit more olive oil on top. Sprinkling of paprika. So there you have my version of eggplant dip or baba ganoush. I know it's not authentic. I didn't use tahini, but hey, it's still gonna taste good, and it's easier to do. So my Bak Kwa biscuit has just come out from the oven. At this stage, you might find that it's just a little bit soft still, but that's fine. Just leave it to cool and it'll crisp right out. And then after that, we'll separate the biscuits and then keep them in an airtight container. But we don't have to wait so long because I've got some already ready for testing. Okay, so now let's taste my Bak Kwa biscuit and my baba ganoush. It's a Singapore version. Actually, you just eat it by itself. It's a really nice snack. It's savory, it's got a bit of Bak Kwa taste. It's crunchy, and it's good to know that you're eating oats and hazelnut, and you know every biscuit has only got a few bits of Bak Kwa, so actually it is quite healthy. But if you want it even healthier, just omit the Bak Kwa. You can add any of the dried fruits in it, about 50 to 100 grams of dried fruit into the recipe. And you can make yourself a very nice cracker. Once you know how to make your own crackers, right, I guarantee you'll never buy from outside again because it's really very good. Okay, so now we're gonna try it with the dip. The dip just adds that creaminess to it. And again, it's eggplant, olive oil, a bit of sesame. So we're keeping it to the sort of healthy kind of theme. And if you're in the market to buy some of these appliances, make sure you check out KitchenAid's Cordless range. I think they are all very good. I especially like the food processor and the hand blender. This one is very handy, but I find that maybe it's not as powerful as the corded one, because the corded one has a 9 speed setting. This one is only 7 speed, but for most application it's good, except for maybe if you are whipping up egg whites, it might take a bit longer. If you happen to have some bak kwa left in the fridge after Chinese New Year, this is a great recipe to make use of it. Until next time, happy eating and happy cooking.